Have you ever had that strange, sinking feeling, like something big is coming? Something just around the corner. You don't know exactly what it is, but deep down, you feel it. You're not the only one. Across the country, people are waking up with that same quiet urgency. The signs are all around us: skyrocketing prices, broken supply chains, growing tension in the streets, and natural disasters striking more frequently than ever. The world is shifting fast, and pretending everything's fine won't protect you when it all snaps. Waiting until things fall apart, that's the worst mistake you could make. In this video, we're diving into 10 life-saving items you absolutely need to secure before May 1st, 2025. These aren't your average household items. These are the real deal tools and supplies that could keep you alive while others are left in chaos. While some are quietly preparing, setting themselves up to survive and thrive, others are still stuck in denial. Don't be the one caught off guard when the shelves go bare or prices triple overnight. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to get, why you need it now, and how to stay 3 steps ahead, no matter what comes next. Let's jump in before the window closes. Number 1, a water filtration system, because bottled water won't save you. Let's be clear. Clean drinking water is no longer something you can take for granted. If you're counting on the tap always working or bottled water always being stocked, you're playing a dangerous game. When disaster hits, whether it's a storm, a blackout, or the grid going down, water becomes a luxury. And without it, you don't last long. That's not fear-mongering. That's biology. 3 days without water, and your body starts to shut down. That's why every household needs a reliable water filtration system, and you need it before May 1st, not after, not when the panic begins. Rich preppers aren't stockpiling water bottles. They're installing gravity-fed filters like Berkey, or carrying rugged survival-grade options like Sawyer and LifeStraw. And no, boiling water won't always save you. What if the gas is out? What if your firewood is wet? What if there's no electricity? Poor planners will be lined up outside empty stores, praying for a last-minute miracle. But smart folks, they've already secured their systems quietly, ahead of the chaos. Don't wait for the shelves to go empty. By then, it's too late. Number 2, long-lasting emergency food, because your grocery store won't wait for you. Most people don't realize how thin the thread really is. If trucks stopped delivering food, even for a few days, your local store would be stripped clean within 72 hours, maybe even faster. We've seen it before. One hint of trouble, and the shelves vanish overnight. People don't think, they panic. They hoard, and if you're not prepared, you'll be one of the unlucky ones begging for leftovers. Through empty shelves, hoping for scraps, while the smart ones, they're way ahead of the game. They're not panicking, because they've already stockpiled long-lasting emergency food that can keep them going for months, even years. Think freeze-dried meals, canned protein, rice, beans, oats, powdered milk. The kind of staples that last 10, 15, even 25 years. This isn't paranoia. This is being prepared in a world that's becoming more unstable by the day. The truth is, food security is no longer guaranteed. Rich preppers? They're quietly building out entire storage rooms filled with nutritious, calorie-packed meals. No drama, just smart planning. Meanwhile, the average person shrugs it off, until they're trapped in a blackout, staring into an empty fridge with nothing but expired cereal and ketchup packets. May 1st, 2025 isn't just some random date. Prices are rising. Supplies are thinning out. Shipping delays are the new normal. That's your warning. Lock in your emergency food supply now, because if things spiral, you won't care about gourmet meals. You'll care that your family isn't starving. Number 3, a backup power supply, because when the lights go out, everything changes. Picture this. The power cuts off. No lights. No fridge. No heat. No internet. No way to cook, charge your phone, or even see what's going on outside. Most people never realize how much they depend on electricity until it vanishes. And here's the real kicker. If the grid goes down during a disaster, it's not bouncing back anytime soon. That's why a backup power setup isn't a luxury anymore. It's a necessity. And not just a flashlight or some cheap phone charger. You need real solutions. Solar generators, heavy-duty power banks, foldable solar panels, battery-operated essentials that can keep appliances running, power your tools, or heat your space in an emergency. Wealthy preppers already have this figured out. Their lights stay on when the grid fails. They've got layers of backup. The unprepared, they're stuck freezing in the dark with dead phones and no clue what to do next. Start simple if you need to. A Jackery or Bluetti unit can be a solid beginning. If you've got the resources, build out a full solar array with inverters and backup batteries. Whatever your budget, take action now, because the longer you wait, the higher the prices go, and the more desperate people get. When darkness hits, regret won't power your home. Number 4, a professional-grade first aid kit, because help might not be coming. Here's a tough truth nobody wants to face. When real disaster strikes, you might be completely on your own. If a storm knocks out roads, if civil unrest erupts, or if emergency rooms are already overflowing, the ambulance isn't coming. And when someone you care about is bleeding, burned, or in shock, you need to act fast. Medical response times are already slower in many places. Now, imagine what happens when the system fully breaks down. No paramedics, no ER, no pharmacies open, just you, your family, and the tools you've got on hand. That's why you need a real first aid kit. Not the little plastic box with a few band-aids, but a serious trauma-ready kit with gauze, burn care, splints, antiseptics, tourniquets, and more. It might be the difference between life and death. But let me be clear. When I say first aid kit, I don't mean that cheap plastic box from the dollar store filled with a few band-aids and some alcohol wipes. That won't cut it. I'm talking about the real deal. Trauma shears, gauze, burn dressings, tourniquets, antiseptics, CPR masks, the kind of supplies that can stop bleeding, treat shock, and save a life when there's no hospital in sight. Wealthy preppers, they don't take chances with health. They build full-on home medical stations, stocked with hospital-level supplies, and many even take first responder courses to learn how to actually use them. They understand that when things go wrong, knowledge and preparation are the only doctors you've got. Meanwhile, the unprepared, they'll be holding a frozen bag of peas on a serious wound, hoping it'll all just work out. This isn't optional anymore. A real first aid kit isn't some extra safety net. It's a survival must-have. And as we move closer to May 1st, 2025, people will start panic buying. Prices will spike, shelves will empty, and all that'll be left is the junk no one else wanted. So don't wait. Get a solid kit, learn how to use it, and make sure that when pain shows up, you don't freeze, you act. Because when panic sets in, only preparedness will save you. Number 5, self-defense gear, because no one's coming to save you. Here's something most people don't want to hear. If a crisis hits, the police aren't showing up in minutes. They might not show up at all. Law enforcement will be overwhelmed. Phones will ring unanswered. And in that vacuum, things can get dark, fast. When chaos breaks loose, you are your own first responder. So no more wishful thinking. You need to be ready. Before May 1st, 2025, make sure you have legal, reliable self-defense tools. That could be pepper spray, a tactical knife, a stun gun, a heavy-duty flashlight, a bat, or if you're trained and legally permitted, a firearm. It's not about paranoia. It's about taking responsibility for your safety and the safety of your loved ones. The rich? They've already installed layered home security systems. They've trained. They practice situational awareness like it's second nature. They've built routines around staying safe. But the average person? They walk around like nothing bad could ever happen, until it does. When the lights are out, the food is low, and people are scared. That's when desperation takes over. And desperate people do desperate things. If you can't defend your home, your supplies, or your family, you become a soft target, vulnerable and exposed. So don't wait until you hear that first loud bang on your front door. Get equipped, get trained, and be ready. Because when everything else fails, you are the last line of defense. Number 6, a reliable communication device. Because silence in a crisis can be deadly. Let's paint a picture. The grid goes down, cell towers fail, the internet is gone. Now what? How do you call for help? Get news? Reach your family? Most people have zero backup plan. They're completely dependent on a fragile system that can vanish in seconds. That's why you need alternative communication gear. And you need it before May 1st, 2025. Two-way radios, crank-powered emergency radios, shortwave and ham radios, solar-powered communication units. These are the tools that will keep you connected when the world goes silent. Because in an emergency, Silence doesn't mean peace, it means danger. The ability to send or receive a message might mean finding shelter, avoiding danger, or reuniting with loved ones. Without it, you're flying blind. Don't let the blackout silence you. Products packed in oil often stay fresher for a longer period. But here's a smart tip. Rotate your canned fish every 3 years to ensure everything stays at its peak flavor and nutrition. It's a simple habit that will keep your emergency pantry strong and ready when you need it most. Storage is critical too. To make your canned fish last as long as possible, keep it in a cool, dry place, away from sunlight and wild temperature swings. Heat and moisture can cause the cans to degrade over time, shortening their life and risking your supply. Treat your stockpile like a treasure, because in a crisis, that's exactly what it will be. Beyond practicality, canned fish is incredibly versatile. You can eat it straight from the can when you're in a pinch, but it can also transform into countless meals. Whip up a classic tuna salad for a quick, protein-rich lunch. Mix sardines into pasta for a hearty, satisfying dinner. Or stir some canned salmon into soups and stews for an easy nutritional boost. The possibilities are endless, giving you meal options when fresh ingredients might not be an option. And here's a critical reason why canned fish is pure gold in emergencies. It doesn't need refrigeration. If the power goes out or you're dealing with a grid down situation, having a reliable, ready-to-eat protein source could literally be a lifesaver. Unlike fresh or frozen meat, canned fish is shelf-stable, portable, and immediately ready when you need it most. For anyone serious about being prepared, stocking up on canned fish isn't just smart, it's essential. It brings long shelf life, easy storage, solid nutrition, and incredible versatility to your emergency food plan. Add the peace of mind you'll feel knowing your family will have access to vital protein during a crisis, and it's clear why canned fish absolutely belongs in your stockpile. Don't wait until the next shortage hits. Start adding canned fish to your supply today, while it's still easy to find. And now, let's talk about another surprising food you should have ready in your freezer: orange juice concentrate. You might think it's just a breakfast drink, but in reality, this frozen powerhouse brings a lot more to the table when it comes to food security and nutrition. Whether you're preparing for shortages or simply looking for smart ways to boost your pantry's strength, orange juice concentrate deserves a spot on your list. This keeps the suspense alive and leads smoothly into the next part. Please send the next section when ready. Would you also like a quick sample of a super catchy YouTube title for this video when we're done with all 15 parts? Imagine waking up one morning, stumbling into your kitchen, and realizing you have no way to whip up a simple glass of orange juice. The fresh fruit section is empty, bottled juices are nowhere to be found, and prices for anything citrus are through the roof. That could soon become reality, but if you act now, you can avoid the panic. Orange juice concentrate isn't just a breakfast drink. It's a secret weapon for your kitchen and your health. First and foremost, orange juice concentrate is a powerhouse of vitamin C, a critical nutrient that keeps your immune system strong. With supply chains wobbling and fresh fruits likely becoming harder to find or too expensive to buy regularly, having a frozen stock of concentrate is like holding onto a shield against illness and fatigue. Vitamin C isn't just about warding off colds either. It helps your body produce collagen, improves iron absorption, and even fights off the oxidative stress that wears your body down over time. But here's where it gets even better. Orange juice concentrate isn't just healthy, it's crazy versatile. Sure, you can make a tall, refreshing glass of juice whenever you want, but you can also use it to transform your cooking. Add a spoonful to marinades for chicken or pork to give your dishes a subtle, bright tang. Whip it into homemade salad dressings for a citrusy twist that beats anything store-bought. Toss it into cake, muffin, or cookie recipes to lift their flavors with a burst of natural sweetness. You can even craft unforgettable sauces like sweet and sour glaze that taste like it came straight from a restaurant. It's a small frozen package with endless possibilities. Another huge bonus? Orange juice concentrate has a fantastic shelf life. Unlike fresh oranges or even bottled juices, which spoil quickly, frozen concentrate can last a long time when kept at a consistent, deep freeze temperature. If you want it to stay fresh for as long as possible, make sure your freezer stays cold and stable. No wild temperature swings. And just like canned goods, rotating your stock every now and then will keep everything tasting top-notch. Stockpiling orange juice concentrate isn't just about surviving food shortages, it's about thriving. While others might scramble for overpriced fruit or settle for vitamin supplements. Equip yourself to stay in the loop when everything else goes dark. Wealthy survivalists aren't going dark when the grid crashes. They've got backup radios ready to go, channels pre-programmed to reach family members, emergency frequencies on standby. They've thought it all through. Why? Because they know one unshakable truth. In a crisis, information is power. And the person who has that power, they make better decisions, faster. Decisions that can mean the difference between safety and disaster. Meanwhile, the average person is stuck staring at a phone with no signal, desperately refreshing apps while the world falls apart outside their window. Don't be that person. Don't depend on luxuries like Wi-Fi or 5G. When it counts, you need communication tools that work offline, that are rugged, battery-free, or solar-powered, and built for real survival. Because if you can't get information, you can't make smart choices. And without choices, you're not surviving. You're just standing still, hoping for help that might never come. And hope won't save you in 2025. Number 7, a portable water filtration system, because dirty water will take you down faster than hunger ever could. Let's cut through the fluff. You can last weeks without food. But without clean water, you've got about 3 days max. And that's being generous. Now picture this. The tap runs dry, or worse, it keeps flowing. But the water's tainted, contaminated by flood runoff, chemical spills, or backed up sewer lines. If you're not prepared, that sip you take in desperation, it might be the one that knocks you out. Before May 1st, 2025, you must get a serious portable filtration system. Not a trendy bottle with a cute little straw, but something that can handle hundreds or even thousands of gallons of filthy water. Think LifeStraw family units, Sawyer Minis, or Berkey filters. These are battle-tested tools that hardcore survivalists swear by. If you're thinking, I'll just boil the water, let me stop you there. Boiling kills bacteria, sure, but it won't touch chemical contamination, heavy metals, or microplastics, all of which can be in floodwater, lakes, or even your own pipes. That's where a high-grade filter becomes your most important line of defense. The smart folks, they buy multiple filtration systems, one for the home, one in the car, one in the bug-out bag. They even stock replacement filters ahead of time. The unprepared? They're the ones grabbing cases of bottled water at the last second and finding empty shelves. Here's the bottom line. If you've got food but no clean water, you're just dying slow. Don't wait. Get the right system now or get sick later. And in a world where doctors aren't just a phone call away, even a stomach bug can become a death sentence. Number 8, a solar power bank, because the grid is one bad day away from collapse. Let's not pretend anymore. The power grid is barely holding together. Between aging infrastructure, cyber threats, massive storms, and political instability, it's a miracle we still have power at all. And when it goes out next time, it might not come back up for a while. That's why you need a reliable solar power bank before May 1st, 2025. Not a cheap keychain-sized gadget you picked up at a gas station. Those won't help when your phone is dead, your radio's silent, and your flashlight won't turn on. You need something serious, high capacity, fast charging, multi-port solar power systems that can keep your essentials alive. Your lights, your phone, your radio, even emergency tools. Think of it as your personal power station, built for the chaos that's coming. Because when the lights go out, and stay out, the only people who keep going are the ones who prepared for darkness long before it came. The wealthy aren't sitting in the dark, hoping the lights come back on. They're charging their gear while the sun is out, powering backup batteries with portable solar panels, and keeping essential devices like phones, radios, and even laptops running, all without touching the grid. While the rest of the world scrambles, they stay connected, lit, and prepared. Meanwhile, most people, they're sitting around in the dark, staring at a dead phone, completely cut off from the outside world. No news, no updates, no way to contact anyone. That's what a real information blackout looks like. And in a world where confusion spreads faster than truth, that silence can be deadly. Solar gives you freedom. It's quiet, it's sustainable. It doesn't care if the power lines are down or the gas stations are empty. It's the one energy source that doesn't vanish when chaos hits. So don't wait for panic to set in and shelves to go empty. Don't let the sun be your only hope. Power up now while you still can. Number 9, emergency food buckets, because grocery stores will turn into war zones. Here's what really happens when disaster strikes. People don't calmly make